All right, everyone. So I always hear about these door knocking canvassing apps. And, today we talk a lot about AI. You see it everywhere you go. You can't hide from it, right? And it's always been one of those things where we talk about how you can build your own and how easy it is, but also how difficult it is. So people don't tell you the hard part, right? But they tell you the easy part. But I'm going to tell you one part that I think everyone should know, which is that SaaS is changing. Software as a solution. So your CRMs, your sales rabbits, whatever somebody posted, they need to spend like 5 grand to have this thing or something, right? Guys, SaaS industry is changing. A lot of it is dying. We built Yugo for sales, for marketing, and Yugo was designed in a way that actually helps like contractors and business owners in any business do their social media, and actually eliminates quite a bit of stuff that marketing companies do. But I'm going to show you here today. Our focus is a canvassing app. What would it take to build something, right? So I'm going to go through and actually let's just see what it takes to build this app, right? So I'm going to go ahead and work on this and go with it. So what the first thing I did was I went to ChatGPT, and I'll share my prompts with you guys later. But you can see I did this in a free version. I didn't even like actually put whatever. So I basically told it my parameters, and I'll share these prompts with you because I made a few corrections as we go down. And in the end, what I asked it after I did my little conversation here, and this is the number one place that I would start, is I asked it to go ahead and build me a full spec of what I want, right? So here's kind of like visit status, visit tracking, phone numbers, and I just told it like, hey, these canvassers sometimes they don't tell me; they just mark properties off. Here's what features I like. Now you might have different set of features, but I'm going to give you a template to start with and modify it to you because you might have different requirements. You're in the field, you're doing it. The beauty with AI and building something is that you can literally customize it to you, right? So if you're thinking about it generically, like to go sell it as software, that's a different situation than using it for yourself. And I'm going to tell you, don't get caught in that trap of trying to, oh, I'm going to take this and I'm going to make it for other people. Don't just make it work for you guys. Don't do that. I did that with you, and I can tell you, it's a lot of work, right? It's a lot of work, and you better be damn sure someone can't duplicate it like they can't duplicate you, though. Otherwise, you're in trouble. And I should say can't easily duplicate you though, because like at the end of the day, everything's duplicatable in some fashion, right? So now you look at this, and I told him, give me a complete prompt for Google Studio, right? And I told him what to do. So this is my platform, and this is what I wanted, and this is what I asked it for. So now it went ahead, project name, the architecture, goes through all this other stuff, right? So I'm going to tell it to remove any architecture or related, just the complete app description, features, etc. in detail. I don't want one AI telling the AI what to do. AIs are like, my last name is Faruqi. AI is like Faruqi. We have opinions about everything. We're going to tell you how to do stuff, and you do not want AI telling AI you're going to get caught in this loop. Another warning not to get caught on is going to be, do not get caught in what is called feature creep. Oh, let's add this. Oh, let's add that. Oh, let's add that. There's a term in software called, it's called MVP, minimal viable product, right? And I want you to understand this. What you need to do is get something functioning to proof of concept before you put more time in it. Too many of us are trying to make perfected softwares, and you're going to fail. I know people that have invested months and stop, and they've stopped for more than months. They've stopped for 6 months, and software's just in there. Now this software has a 9-month timeline and still not live and never been used once. MVP means minimal viable product. You build it first, you get it out there, and that helps you get real world knowledge, and you make your changes. I can tell you I did the same thing with Hugo, and I can tell you it's the same thing I've done with other software in the past, and it's what you need to do. All right, so now that you see this, what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna go down to the bottom and let's get started, man. I'm gonna grab this proposal, and I'm gonna believe that I did the right thing. And AI has a good way of correcting itself. I go over to Google AI Studio. Now you guys can go to Lovable, you could go to Claude, you go to whatever. I like Google AI Studio. I like Gemini. I really like how it's built, and I really like how it works. Now I wouldn't do everything here, and that would be another lesson, but I would move things to cursor. But I'm gonna show you how to get something going for MVP. So we're just going to go here and say new app. I'm going to drop in this prompt, right? Now I should probably scan that prompt, but that's okay. I'm going to just hit build. And now the magic begins. Here's the beauty. Had I come up with this idea and I call my buddy who's a programmer that's helped me out in college, Amir, and I say, Amir, dude, I want you to build this app for me. And he would have been like, okay, great, man. I got to find time. I got to figure out when I can. And I try to tell him my vision. He's kind of like, okay, I'll get to it on the weekend. He does it on the weekend. I'm busy. He's busy. Never gets off the ground. Or if it does, it's hard. Either I'm taking advantage of him because he's doing it for a lower cost or free, or he's taking advantage of me because he's just not, and not in the sense of cost, because maybe he's overcharging me, under delivering because he overpromised, or maybe he's just taking my time, which is more valuable. I need this thing operational, right? So this is giving me some ideas for looks, right? It's giving me some ideas for concepts of what I want to do, right? So I look at these and just looking at it like, look, here's this thing with the map on the side. Here's this thing with the map in the middle. Here's this. That one's kind of cool. This one's kind of neat and simple, it looks like. This one's okay. I'm going to go with this natural tones one. Now, again, what would have been better had I uploaded some screenshots or things like that? That would have been great. But we're going to do it without that. We're going to do just, I don't want anyone to say, oh, you're copying sales rabbit or this or that. I'm not doing any of that. So we're just going to go with this, right? So as we're going through what's happening now is it's going to think. And I am going to say for building some of the AI guys, you need a lot of patience. You need a lot of patience. And I know I used to build homes. So when you build homes, you talk to the family, they're all excited. You tell them it's going to be a 6 month project, 4 month project, whatever it is, based on the home and the location and mostly the soil and the climate, time of the season. But what would happen is, when we get to that stage, the foundation being done, they feel like things are going slow because they see, like, you just dug a hole, you drop some hay in it if it was winter, you put these forms up, and then one day you pour everything, and it's like, oh, cool, but it's just, walls that are under the ground, right? After the excavation. Then they get to, if you have basements, by the way, then what you do is you start putting in your framing. You get down and you put down a deck and they see the deck go down and they're like, oh, that's cool. But then comes that day when we start actually framing, right? And you start framing the walls. So they're building these walls on the side. If you got a good crew, they're throwing it up. It cuts up to the first floor or the second floor. They drop the deck down. They get it in another floor and be using trusses or whatever. You usually got a crane helping you out. You're dropping your trusses on the roof. You're building your sisters, your rafters, whatever it might be, and you're setting it up. And it's like you go to work, you come back essentially at night. The homeowners come by because they want to see what's going on, and they see a house, they see windows, they see doors, they see, like, oh my God, this is where the lobby is. This is how the ceiling would look. It becomes very visual, and they're like, wow, this thing's. Yeah, I know you said 6 months, but this looks like it's going to be done in a few weeks. You're a badass. You're going great. No, no, the details come in the mechanicals. It's going to be all that electrical, all that HVAC, the low voltage stuff, the finishes, the trim, the carpentry, the painting, the caulking, the drywall, the sanding. Right? There's all this stuff that has to happen, but they don't see it in the moment. And AI is similar. You're going to see this house constructed, and you're like, oh my God, it's going to be done. And I'm going to tell you, it takes a little work. Now, plan on a few sleepless nights. Let the wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever know you're having an affair with Gemini. Gemini is not a stripper. Gemini is a software. And I'm going to be working with Gemini for the next few weeks. Please give me a break because I'm going to tell you, you will lose sleep. Get yourself some good coffee and plan on making progress. But do not forget your daily activity. I've seen people do this. They forget their daily activity and they lose out very poorly. When I built Yugo, as this is building, and by the way, guys, if shameless plug here, but if when I built Yugo, Yugo was designed over, I mean, it's still being worked on. So I would have to say I started in August of last year and it was built. The website itself, building it to sell it. So these are the things you don't think about if you're like trying to turn the product, turning it into sales, turning it into multiple users, multiple companies, turning it into reset passwords and lost passwords and email prompting and drip campaigns and upsells and all that stuff. There's a lot more to it. But Yugo basically took a software that a process, I saw a problem. People need marketing or people need to post daily. Gary Vee's up there like post daily, post daily. Alex Hormozi's like reach out to everybody every single day, post 3 times, 4 times, 10 times. Well, that's a lot of work for people. How do we do it? So I was like, okay, I'm going to build it autonomously because to be honest, most of us don't do it. And you can make the argument that AI does it as, like not as good as a human. Yeah, you're probably right. But I'm going to tell you something. Humans also don't do it as good as AI, right? Humans don't follow a sequence. Humans go off the cusp. They decide what to do. I just decided to throw in this video about Ugo. AI might have said, hey, what's that got to do with building the software, right? And it would have done it different. So when you combine the two, it's magical. My best clients on Ugo, I see the stats, how it's growing, and it grows with just Ugo. But the guys that do their reels and do a little bit extra, just every so often, they're not consistent. They get in there, they do great. The next thing we realized when they were doing it, they weren't getting the right message, and that right message was, "Hey, get this across. Like our ads are about I don't know roof coatings, and you're talking about something different. Talk about roof coatings." So what happens is we built in Udo where it actually tells you here's some daily ideas. Here's something you should make a video about, and it's inspiration and it helps them stay on tune. That combination, guys, fucking stellar. If you haven't checked out Yugo, it's $149 a month. It's a free version. It'll do all your social media posts daily. It'll do all your blogs, right? 5 blogs a month. And if you really, if you're not like that little guy and you want to spend a few bucks, it's $1,000 extra, 997. Get your daily blog set up where it literally posts every single day because AI is going to find you. AI is where everything's going. Now we're watching this, and I know you guys might be thinking, hey, he's talking for a long time. It's been 11 minutes and 18 seconds since we started this video. But here's the thing, guys. If I hired a programmer, how long before I even see a visual? I already saw a visual of what it's thinking. And it's going through it. It's writing these. Look, it's already the meta JSON, the source TS, the mock data, state, server, package JSON, header, my components, share dashboard. It's already going through. Now, before you go building an AI studio, and I did this a little quick and my prompt can help you cheat, take time to design stuff in a regular chat. You don't want to spend, it's expensive when you get in Gemini and you're using a lot of tokens over time. You want to go ahead and use your ChatGPT, your Claude, and get your map set up for the entire business, right? And what I would have done, and I want to do this a little bit more rookie, but I would have like done some screenshots or drawn some stuff out. That would have been a better way. But AI is moving at 12 minutes. It's already written more software than my team would have written in probably the next 3 months. And the hardest part is architecture. And architecture, the reason it's hard is because a programmer, my cousin in India, has to understand what you want and understand your business and what's happening. And it's difficult for them. They're like, well, what do you want? You want to knock doors? And, oh, I didn't understand. You mean people will actually just tag a door and not actually be there? Like that actually happens in your industry? Yeah, it does. So architecture, when you're figuring that out from the standpoint of like what the product is, because there's two types of architecture there, and the architecture of actually how do I structure this? Those are two different things, and they get confused. Well, because I'm the one that said it, and you can see here we're making progress here. It's kind of got some stuff set up here, and it's asking me a bunch of stuff. So what does it say? Here's the architecture design summary. Core aesthetics, right? Swiss slate, interjet bears, whatever. Uh, Core platforms, interactive neighborhood grid, translucent territories, polygons, pulse monitoring, coordinate mapping, GPS check-in account, 50-meter distance enforcement. So you're not going to be far from the house to enforce that you're there. It says 50 meters. I might want to change that to 5 meters, but depends on your accuracy. We're going to go with what's doing first. Impersonator override, like simulate standing here. Like we're not going to allow people to do that. Canvassing board estimates. It's going through and it's building all this, right? And it's actually done all this. So it says applying the natural themes and it's still working. So it kind of spit out this like, hey, I did the first part. Here's what I got figured out. Here's the model I chose. I'm going to use Gemini 3.5. Here's what we're going to need. This is going to be your Gemini API key, actionable metrics, a lead score, grateful fallback to if there's no API. Like, and we'll get into that later. Not a big deal. Webhook. I told it I want to be able to send this stuff to my CRM. I need that, right? So a guy who's building a software for you in India is like, well, I built it. What do you mean you want me to put it in Accolades? And how should I put it in Accolades? Well, there's these things called webhooks. There's these things called API, guys. It's not complicated, but you got to know what to prompt up front to get this stuff the right way. So what I did here is I made it easy. I told it what I want. And look, not only did spit all this stuff out, making progress, and we're 14 minutes and 23 seconds in, and Latif's still talking, and I haven't seen anything. I just see these little flip things, right? But I'm doing this real time for you guys. I really want you to see this thing like real time, what it's going to take, and what I would do if I was a business owner. And again, I would consider learning it. That's me. I'm a nerd, right? But I'm also the person who's got 10 things on my plate. Maybe I shouldn't be the one learning it. Maybe I should be teaching someone else, or maybe I should hire someone and have them to learn. So I would hire someone, bring them on staff. If you're long term going to be doing a lot of development, this is a great idea. But realize when you hire someone who's in house, that's an investment of time and that's a investment in the future, and you want to get this done now. So I want you to think about that and make your decision based on your circumstance. The next one is hire, outsource a company. Now when you outsource, old outsourcing, going to Fiverr, going to whatever, that was one way of doing it. It's still good, But what's going to happen is they're still stuck in the old model. They're like, well, I'm going to charge you 20 grand, but now I'm going to use this tool and do it in 1/8 the time that I would do it before. No, dude, you can't charge me 20 grand. I'll charge you for your knowledge and your expertise, but this should not cost me that much. Now look at what you spend on those softwares, like Sales Rabbit, for example. I saw something today. Somebody said they had to pay 5 grand to get in or something. And it might have been one of the other Canvas softwares. I saw it early this morning. But like, if I spend 5 grand once, now don't think there's no additional cost. There's additional cost, right? So it's asking me if I want to allow my location. Say yes, allow for right now. So here we go. So here, check this out. We have now, it says it kind of set this up. I want you to take a look at this. This is me in 16 minutes, right? 16 minutes. Now we're nowhere near done, guys. This is that house being constructed. The frame's up. It looks beautiful, but you know, what's going on? We got our companies here, right? We got our users here, and it made some test data for me, right? And I got an owner, I got an admin, owner, manager. It's giving me like this is for testing, honestly. It's not really for permanent. And it has these things going on. So let's switch to mobile, and you can see it's not spaced out well, right? For example, let's go to current size. Sorry, I'm figuring out what it did real quick so I understand myself too. So estimates and inspections. Here's they found hail damage, whatever. Okay, general performance gauges. This is some charts. Neighborhood canvas. So here I am. So there I am. I click on it and I knocked on the door, right? So again, you're gonna take a minute and you can talk to the chat here, right? And you can ask it things like, hey, what's going on here? Don't make any changes. Let's start with don't make any changes. Please tell me, blah, blah, blah. Give me some instructions, right? And I can do that right here. Don't make changes yet. Please make a tutorial tab with instructions and add that as to how to use this. All right. Now, I could have just asked it for it here, not ask it to make a tab. I'm just asking to make a tab because I'll probably share this with you guys. So if anyone wants this, hit me up. I'll send it to you. Basic. You guys can start. So check this out. I'm at 344 Skyview Drive. I'm not at my place, right? But my Wi-Fi is probably set for that area. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna look. I knocked on that door. I'm gonna log the knock. What happened? No soliciting. Told me to F off. How old's the shingle? I don't know. So there should probably be a NA here, right? But on the other side, I mean, my canvasser can at least tell me how old that shingle is. So I think that's probably a good question. What's the insurance company? I don't know. There should be an NA answer here. Are there any leaks? I don't know. The guy told me to F off, right? Save visit outcome. And it changed that outcome. Now let's go to this house and I'm going to say, okay, here's 212, da, 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 save map lead and GPS mismatch. It's telling me that, hey, you're not there, Latif, you're lying, right? Log knock visit, save outcome, right? Book inspection. Okay, here's my inspector, David Ortiz. Okay, actually, I know David Ortiz in this industry, but it's going to tell me when I want to book it, right? And I say book for your inspection. And it's kind of like Gemini assessments doing a score, right? Now, this is where we start tuning in. We start walking through the process. There's the top down, like admin down to the field, and then there's a bottom up where I want to take what do you call it? I want to take the canvasser and work my way up. If you want to get the best use and fastest building, I'm going to tell you go bottom up. Figure it out what your user needs and build the top backwards. I've done the same thing with Yugo. We have over 300 users, and I can tell you that admin is probably the place that needs the most work because I wanted the users to get what they need first. What's the point of admin and making it all perfect if there's no users? So you got to understand that and you got to work with that. Too many people get caught in this trap, and this is just something that I've noticed. And we're 19 minutes into this, and look, here's a tutorial. It's telling me what to do. Like, here's what to do. Like, I just asked for a tutorial, right? Here, this is Sandbox Try It Challenges. Switch area to persona James Camps to review the active campaign. Click on 344 Skyview Drive. Simulate standing there. Review Gemini, right? So I have this. Now I want to like look at this house and I want to say, okay, this is their information. It has it, right? And I actually asked it if I can upload my information too, but it has information here. Now I can say log visit. And you saw this stuff. Let's say some things we don't like about it, right? So let's go with, for example, I can tell you the first thing I don't like, and I'm not going to complete everything here, but I'm going to show you here. I'm going to say, I would want to see a aerial view or the outline as Google does on maps of the homes so I can view easier. Maybe a toggle with satellite and the other. And I don't even remember what that other view is called, to be honest, dude. It's not hybrid because hybrid's a different one. Let's update that. And I'm going to hit go, right? So now I'm getting into the tuning part. I got to imagine, like, okay, what's going on, right? Now, the one thing I will tell you so far that I noticed right away, it wasn't mobile first friendly. When I get to mobile here, I didn't like it. So that's gonna be my next thing that I'm gonna really focus on is like, hey, now remember this menu, they just put that in there for me to test. This is the menu I'm really looking at, and it's cut off. I don't like that. Like, what is this stuff on the side? Like, I do not want that. Oops. Let's go back to my apps and we'll jump into that one. We'll get back into it. I hate when my Mac, when I slide this way, sometimes it likes to jump. So I don't like that on the mobile, as you guys saw, right? So that's something that I kind of want to keep in mind, and I'm going to go through. Now, I can tell you, I started Hugo in Gemini. I actually started in Claude, moved to Gemini. I said Gemini, Google, whatever. Then moved into Cursor. Google has another one that's really good, but I'm going to tell you, like, you're going to need to get in Cursor. Replic's cool. I think it's a little bit more of a toy, in my opinion. But you kind of figure that out. But you will come up with what you do there. So I would like to. So it's actually still working. It didn't lose me, even though I left the page. And we're 22 minutes into this, guys. And I'm going to show you a few little things, and I promise I'll give you guys something that you guys can use. If you want the prompt, I want you to do two things. I'll give you the prompt and I'll give you a little bit of help because we'll probably have someone here complete this a little bit. What I'll do is I'll give you the prompt, I'll give you a little bit of help. I need you to do two things. Number one, DM me. Number two, go try Hugo, right? Just try it. Just sign up for it. Okay. If you're already signed up, great. Just say, hey, I did it. Like the page, try it. That's all I ask, right? And I'll send you this stuff so you guys can go through it. If you saw some value, it doesn't hurt you. Maybe it's something that works. There is a free version. You don't get asked for a credit card day one. Just try it out. Your business is going to be amazing, right? Help me out. I'm going to try to put out more content like this. I want to see the trials go up, and then myself, Gracia, Liz, whoever can help you if you need to get more from it and understand it. If there's any confusion, we're still developing that too. We're still figuring things out there. So now as I'm looking at this, look at this, all door statuses. I got a filter, I got territories. So what I want you to do at this stage is not just chat with it. Build your list, everything you feel that isn't right. Like, I don't like the color. I need to be able to simulate the GPS off with an admin password, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Come up with your things and then try to figure out what's going on. What's his estimate about? Okay, this is something going on. Hail damage found. Yes, no. So imagine made a estimator and inspections page because I asked it to be able to send it. So maybe I want the estimate to happen in here. You can see it just did some changes. So as it did, it kind of flashed me out. And you can see here, it's done this map view. Hang on, let's see if we can make it work. There's a satellite view. I think it picked an area where there's really not a lot. Oh, it's a bogus area. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on here. This is a bogus area. So we'll probably have to integrate our map and things like that. But you get the idea of what's going on, right? So we go in and the A is flashing because that's the one that they're going to for a test. So it's log on this door, and I could say, hey, I can't see this yellow color, right? Build your list. Be like, where is it? What is it? Take a screenshot. I love screenshots. Just say, hey, this isn't right. I want I want to default to no status, default to no status, default to no status. So here, on log visit pop up, I want a default and a status for all status. Single age, canvas, interaction, notes, and I'm not spelling great here. It doesn't matter, insurance company, etc. Also, please make this app mobile first, as most users will use it on a phone. Must be easy, no side scrolling, easy to read, good for people with big fingers, good for font size. Some of my guys are older and need easy vision, right? And later I'll probably put like I want Spanish or something like that, right? So I hit that up and look, I gave it a couple commands, no big deal. and it's going to run through. Now, would I do it that way? Probably not. To give you the real story of what I would do, I would put, I want these changes, and I would go to ChatGPT and I would list those changes. I would say, one, change this. Two, do this. Three, do this. AI is smarter when you list numbers and checkpoints, right? When you list like a paragraph, it kind of like decides what it wants to listen to. It's like if you're talking to your wife, girlfriend, and you tell her this whole thing, she decides what part of that conversation she wants to hear, right? AI is similar. Okay, Gemini, right? But what you can do is be specific. Number one, do this. Number two, do this. Number three, do this. And unlike your wife or girlfriend that tell you to fuck off when you do that, AI will actually listen and go through that list, right? And then you can focus in and say, hey, number one doesn't seem complete. That would be the way I would do it. Now we're going to watch this one. And as we're doing it, again, I'll send you the prompt, guys. It's not blackmail or anything. I'm happy to send it to you. You guys can kind of start working on this. You can kind of go through this and see what's happening. So this estimate sheet, maybe I want to like put more questions on here. Maybe I don't even want to use it. Simulate photo inspections for damaged photos. So I can say, yeah, I want to upload photos. I want you to realize this. I'm building this. This does not have a database. The next step for me is going to be to actually connect this to some sort of database. This is where it gets a little tricky, and you want to figure out how to connect it. Now, here's the best part. When I say tricky, you ask it here and you'll be able to do it. But it's going to tell you, should we move it into, what is it, Vercel, or should we move it into Firestore? Should we move it into Google Cloud? It's going to ask you all sorts of questions. Gets confusing. Do your research. Taking the wrong turn can turn into a long road. You need to know where you want to build it. Those are things that are there. If you're interested in me actually working on building this entire thing out, I'm going to ask again, go to Hugo, try the trial. Tell me, hey, I tried your trial. I really want you to finish this. If I get enough of those guys, I'll finish this app and I'll actually share the whole damn app with you guys so you guys can use it. You need to put in your API key and you need to put in your subscription, whatever. But I don't mind building it, but it's not something that's on my priority list. I just wanted to show you guys like a taste of what happened in under 30 minutes, right? So we're going to hit the 30-minute marker soon. Again, if you want to check out Ego, go to try-ugo.com. What does it do? It's going to go ahead and it's going to replace your marketing agency, right? It's going to make sure you're always online. You're always being found. It's going to post for you daily and up to twice if you pay for the extra version. It says 99. We went up to 149. It's going to train on your brand. It's going to understand your brand. It's going to do SEO stuff. It's going to do AEO stuff. It can audit your website. This is on the paid version. It can give you recommendations to change. It gives you scoring for your business. And here's the best part about it. Sounds like a lot. Dude, it's autonomous. 20, 30 minutes with my team. Set yourself up. And then 20 minutes a month and you're done, right? You get a text once a week. Hey, do you like this? Do you not like this? And you're just going to comment and it's going to make the change right there. You can connect to Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Pinterest, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, Google, and we have a few others coming. We have video coming pretty soon. It learns your brand before it creates anything, right? In 30 minutes, we'll connect your what you're done, right? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, and you're on. It's awesome. 4 systems, one platform. You're gonna have your blogs publishing for you. You're gonna have all that stuff happening for you, and it's just something cool. So check it out, and I would highly recommend it. Let's go back over here because I heard a little beep in my ear. So I believe we have that done. So I'm gonna go here and neighborhood canvassing. What was the last change I asked for? Oh yeah, mobile first and changing that form. So let's check the form first. So let's say log visit. So look, NA, right? NA, NA. So it wasn't hard for me to add that, right? I can say, hey, I don't like the spacing. I don't like whatever. Try to compile it together. List 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would not get above 5 things. And if they're super complicated and they seem like they're long and super like if they're actually about the structure and the operation, just do 1 prompt. If they're visual things, 5, good number. And those aren't written rules. That's just what I found to work, guys. You can prove me wrong. I don't care. Here's some alerts that I have. You can see like it did all this stuff for me in very little time. And I have that. Now let's check out what it did for mobile, just out of curiosity. Let's see what it did. So you see how that thing's like not good. I don't like that. Well, let's see here. Let me go back here and turn this guy off. I'm gonna switch to mobile real quick. And it's a little cleaner, but I don't like it, right? So I'm literally gonna say right here, and I'll leave you guys with this. I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna drag this screenshot, and I'm gonna say spacing for mobile is not smart. Also, alerts go off the screen, and we need a more intelligent, easy layout that uses only the screen left to right being set and can scroll down as much as needed. Now, again, I have better commands and prompts. I'm just doing this very simple. I would usually think, you want to think twice and you want to build. You don't want to sit here and like do whatever. I don't like these like kind of menus like that. Think twice, build once. Now, if you know everybody in your team is on a tablet, for example, think tablet. Think, how's it going to look on a tablet? You know what? I like it. I don't care about the phone motifs. I want a tablet. And here's why. Everyone on my team has a tablet. Blah, blah, blah. You're going to put in like, hey, if you don't have GPS, make an alert. But you saw how quickly we were to do it. Now, these quick personas, after you're done testing and you get it right, you hook it up to the database, you get it set up, you launch it, and you put in your API keys. You're going to get your Google API key from here in Gemini. You probably need like a Google Map key, although I believe the Gemini key does work. I can't remember. I have separate ones for different reasons, but you should have that. And you're pretty much done. And it's kind of going through and it's building this. And I gave it the screenshot. So we'll do this last one, guys, and I promise I'll let you go. We're 33 minutes into this thing, right? Just shy of 33 minutes. 33 minutes, I want to tell you, if you would get done telling your buddy like me, would I be done telling Amr what I want? Like, would I be like, Amr, this is what I needed? Or would he even have the time to give me 30 minutes to look at it and understand it? And when would he get to it? When would he understand it? How many questions are going to give me back like tomorrow about like, oh, okay, well, we finally got time and I know you're busy now, but you want my help. So give me this stuff. Like, guys, this is it. Now, if you're investing 5 grand into something like this, how much would it cost to build this? Let me give you an idea. If I built it for someone, I'd probably charge you between $5,000 and $7,000, right? I think that's a fair number. And could you do it yourself for maybe 2,000, 3,000 hours worth of your time if you know what you're doing? Yeah. Again, I can do it for 2, 3,000 of my time. My time has value and I have to make a markup. There's my number, right? But after that, you're going to pay $0 for life and it's yours. And I would ask anyone who's building it for you to share, if they build it in Cursor, if they build it in Gemini, wherever, I want to share the actual conversation because you're going to need support ongoing. That's another trap that you have to be aware of. You want to make sure if they're not going to make a commercial where it's something they're selling to 100 people like you do, um, you need to, if it's yours, you need to have that code behind, and you need to not only have the code behind, like they used to say, you need to have the chat behind or whatever the engine is that they're using, Replit, Cursor, Lovable, whatever it might be. You want to have ownership because I don't know if that guy's going to be around and I need someone to, hey, I need a dark mode. Well, yeah, how are you going to do that? You got to start completely over and you got to tell something to learn it. No, you want to maintain that conversation and that software. Cursor is a great place. I told you guys about that. I get this pretty far. When I'm ready to start field testing, I move it to Cursor. Cursor, I would start building more in there. Cursor's a lot smarter, but I think like to get going and see that framing, like boom, this is where it happens. Mechanicals, go to Cursor, put it in there. And then Cursor will help you do the final touch up. And do not forget to ask advice from ChatGPT, Claude, whatever it might be. Code, like hard code advice. I think Claude is much, much more intelligent. Style, design, use. And I'm going to tell you this because if you were to ask anyone who's not techie and ask them to use Claude for about 5 minutes and ask them to use ChatGPT for 5 minutes, they're going to tell you ChatGPT is easier. It is. It's not as smart, but it's easy. So ChatGPT does a better idea of telling you what you should do to make it simpler. So you could talk to it, give it screenshots. So you're going to do a little bouncing around and you're going to build this thing pretty quick. So we're at 35 minutes, guys. I just want to wait for this one change on the mobile and then I'm gonna let you guys go. But remember, if I get enough of you guys, what's enough? I don't care how many people actually try it. I'd say if I end up getting another 50 subscribers to Hugo, I'll build this app and share it with you guys for free and tell you exactly how to make it yours. So 50 of you guys do it and you open up the gateway for not just you, but anyone else who signs up between now and whenever we hit 50 paid people. But to get to 50 paid people, most people love it. I would say I probably need like 75 people to actually try it. And I think more than 2/3 of you guys are going to do it. The third that doesn't, sorry, you're either not getting it or you can't afford $100. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like sometimes you got to spend $100 to do it. You can't be like, I wish I could take it out of date. It's like, no, I got to pay to take it out of date if I'm going to get that chance. So that's something you got to figure out. So we'll let this run real quick. Again, My prompt, it started right here was my first prompt. You can see, and you guys can screenshot that. By the way, if you screenshot this and throw it into ChatGPT or whatever, it'll read all of it. And then if you go down over here, I corrected some things because I noticed. Give me a couple prompts for Google, and then I did another one because it didn't understand NAPE. It got it wrong. NAP is common. NAPE is not as common, so I had to make it a little more corrected. So I went down and I said, hey, remove any architecture related, etc. So anyhow, I give you the master prompt of how to get to this and build that. And you saw like, okay, it looks like we're done. So let's go ahead and they bird canvas. You can see change these buttons too. So let's see what it did for mobile, guys. A lot cleaner. I like that. Check it out. If a mobile, now see how we were doing this, and I probably want to hide this menu. This is I'm not worried about. This is going to go away because it's a prototype part. But I probably don't want this big bar, so I might say, hey, I want that bar to be hidden, right? That would be my next thing. And then if I go down and I click on that house, see, and I would just see what I'm doing. I would log my visit. There it is. That's cleaner. I like that, right? So there's more to do, guys, but like you saw how far we got in these 38 minutes. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know if you want, like, if you got other ideas you want to see me try to bring like halfway to life or whatever. How much longer would it take, Latif, to build this complete? Like, if I really did this, I like it. My real opinion, an MVP, something minimal, viable product program to get it out there. I would say if you put a week into it, you'll probably get it out there, right? And a week being about 40 to 60 hours, right? Not a week for some of you guys that are weak. But if you really want to button this thing up and get it perfected, I would say probably, man, I would say a little over 100 hours to really get this right. That's my real guess because you're gonna find you're gonna be like, oh, I don't see it. It already framed. What do you mean mechanicals take long? They do. What do you mean trim takes long? Hanging a door? What do you mean I gotta true the door and get that set up? What do you mean painting the doors? What do you mean connecting the electric and running the services and putting in the cabinets and doing the tile and the grout and I'm just telling you guys, it's gonna take minimum 100 hours, and that's someone good. Okay, if you don't know what you're doing, I give you about 50 to 60 hours before you quit, and it's gonna happen mainly because you did feature creep. You started getting crazy, right? Let's add this, let's add that. When you don't even have what you said working. That's like making a dish and saying, oh, you know what? Let's add this, let's add that. But you haven't started cooking. Like, I'm hungry. Let's get fed first, right? So think of it that way. And you're going to quit because you just find it overwhelming and maybe you're not the techie guy because you still have to have some tech knowledge. You got to have some logical thinking. Or you just, there's a timeline you need this by, due by 10 days. Otherwise, you're out of season. And you're like, yeah, I'll deal with it next year. That's the truth of what's going to happen. So hopefully that helps you guys. Do go to trydashugo.com. Do follow the page on Facebook and this app. So hopefully that helps. All right. Thanks, guys.